It's the final day of spring training coverage here on Major League Baseball's virtual network. Up Nicholas Callis. It's a Cactus League game to finish the spring training period of time. The Chicago White Sox hosting the Arizona Diamondbacks. Coming up next on Major League Baseball's virtual network. There's Gio Gonzalez. Pitching for the White Sox, signed a deal with them this offseason. Primarily played for the Washington Nationals and Oakland Athletics in his career, but jumped around a few teams recently before getting a Major League Sox, and he's destined to be in their starting rotation come the regular season. The ace, though, that's still to be decided between Dallas Keuchel and Lucas Giolito. Starling again, leading off for the Diamondbacks, playing center field. Was acquired from the Pittsburgh Pirates this past offseason. 0-1 pitch, swinging a foul ball, counts 0-2. But Marte, Starling Marte is helping Ketel Marte out a bit. Ketel Marte was the center fielder for the Diamondbacks. But Marte is stronger middle infielder, so from center field to second, and Starling Marte with more outfield experience will man the outfield. So this is a good fit. Starling Marte with the Diamondbacks. That pitch missed, counts even at 2. The Diamondbacks will also be featured tomorrow. On opening day, it'll be Madison Bumgarner's debut. He's not pitching today. Luke Weaver is on the mound for the Diamondbacks, and we'll talk more about him when he actually gets on the mound. This should be a very easy flowing day. A lot of the cuts have already been made to the teams, so a lot of substitutions, not overexerting any player, and we're all going to enjoy opening day tomorrow. Marte flies out to Nomar Mazara, and that's the first out of the ball game, and we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Diamondbacks right now. Starling Marte and Ketel Marte, a dangerous combination at the top of this Diamondbacks order. Christian Walker, a young first baseman, working to break through with the Diamondbacks. Cole Calhoun is signing in the offseason. Now here's Ketel Marte. First pitch to him, that misses. Ball 1. Ketel Marte batted .329 last season with the Diamondbacks. Pops that pitch up. Shallow outfield, and the catch made by third baseman Yoan Moncada, and Ketel Marte set down. That's the second out. Let's take a look where this pitch is. I mean, it was left up. Marte seemed to just pull off of it. Marte was the flagship for the Diamondbacks last season. He had .329 with 32 home runs and 92 RBIs. Really had a breakout season. But now here's Eduardo Escobar taking strike 1. Take a look at the umpires. Woody Keller, Ed Drummond, Clyde Washington. Part of that crew. Eduardo Escobar, .269 hitter last year with 35 home runs and 118 runs batted in. Switch hitter batting from the right side of the plate. Escobar, a product of the Minnesota Twins, but began his career with these White Sox. Leury Garcia plays it, throws over to Abreu, and that ends the top of the first. No runs, no hits, nobody left on for Arizona. Bottom of the first coming up. It's Arizona 0, Chicago coming to bat. And here's Luke Weaver on the mound for the Diamondbacks, starting this game. Weaver was traded over to the Diamondbacks when the Diamondbacks gave Paul Goldschmidt to the Cardinals, and another product of that trade was the Diamondbacks getting Carson Kelly. And Kelly entering his age 25 season, plays catcher has some promise. Luke Weaver's entering his age 26 season. And Tim Anderson takes ball 1. Weaver last year, in his first full year with the Diamondbacks, started 12 games, got a 4-3 decision, and had a 2.94 ERA. 1-0 pitch to Tim Anderson. Look out, bat. That's strike 1. That's why there's nettings now in all the ballparks. On the ground, third base, Escobar plays, throws over to Christian Walker, and that's out number 1. And here's the starting lineup for the Chicago White Sox, and you see some new additions to a team that already had a founding structure after last season. Grandal, Encarnacion, Mazzara, Luis Robert, a prospect, and batting in the ace spot tonight. Yohan Moncada stands in. 1 out, base is empty. That pitch misses outside. Moncada, a switch hitter, batting from the left side against the righty Weaver. Diamondbacks went scoreless in the top half of this inning. This is Cactus League Spring Training Major League Baseball on MLB's virtual network. Opening days tomorrow. Don't forget, on the network we'll have the Twins and the Athletics playing each other. That game starts around 4:10 Eastern Time, and then our second game of the day features the Braves and these Diamondbacks. That game will start around 7:10 Eastern Time. Madison Bumgarner will be making his debut with the Diamondbacks tomorrow after signing a 5-year contract this past offseason. Counts 2 balls and 2 strikes to Yohan Moncada. Here's a pitch. Doesn't bite on the breaking ball. Counts now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dangerous hitter in Jose Abreu on deck. Moncada for the White Sox batted .315 last year with 25 home runs and 79 RBIs, and he works a 1-out walk here in the bottom of the first.
Batting third, the first baseman, Jose Abreu.
So Jose Abreu will come up next. See his 2019 stat line. 33 home runs. He drove in 123 runs. Abreu entering his age 33 season. He is tied with Trevor Story for the most rookie home runs in a single month. Each of them hit 10 in the month of April in their rookie seasons. Abreu came up with the White Sox in 2014. Story became the regular shortstop for the Colorado Rockies after they traded away Troy Tulowitzki, but Story made his... he started playing regularly in 2016. Runner goes, swing, and that's a fly ball. Left field, that's close to the line, and foul ball. 2-2 is the count. And Moncada will go back to first. Pitch misses outside, and another full count here in the bottom of the first. Full count, 3-2. Yasmani Grandal's on deck. Moncada, good speed over at first. Pitch grounded to first, played by Walker. Throws to Ahmed, and back to Walker. That's a double play, and that ends the inning. The White Sox get a base runner on a walk, but fail to score in that bottom of the first. Going to the top of the second. Arizona 0, Chicago 0. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. David Peralta coming up to bat for the White Sox. And they went down, not for the White Sox, the Diamondbacks, excuse me. That was almost a blunder, but Peralta hits that out to right field. That's got some carry, and it's a home run for David Peralta. On the first pitch, David Peralta hits a home run off of Gio Gonzalez and gives the Diamondbacks an early 1-0 lead. And let's watch this again. He left that right over the heart of the plate. Oh my goodness, I know the scoreboard. I didn't even see that out there in right field. It was a long home run. Here's Christian Walker. That pitch left up as well, but Walker can't take advantage. Foul ball, strike one. Walker, a product of the Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, that's a strike called. Counts 0-2. Walker entering his age 28 season. As that pitch misses outside. Walker came to the Diamondbacks. Well, he's got a long history. Was designated for assignment by the Orioles in 2017. Was claimed off waivers by the Braves, and then off waivers again by the Reds. And then the Diamondbacks claimed him off of the Reds. That was all within a month. He was claimed by 3 teams, and the Diamondbacks have kept him, developed him, and he could be a regular starter come this 2020 season. That ball hit to right field. Mazzara running back, and Nomar Mazzara makes the catch. And that's the first out of this top of the second. We'll take a look at the defense now for the White Sox. Several new faces on the defense. Yasmani Grandal, one of them, Luis Robert, the prospect, playing center in his first full year in the majors. Nomar Mazzara picked up in a trade with the Rangers. He's now playing right field. He's a good bat, but also a solid right fielder. And speaking of right fielders, here's Cole Calhoun. Cole Calhoun, former Los Angeles Angel, tested free agency for the first time in his career this offseason and got a deal he liked from the Diamondbacks. Signed a contract with them. Has been playing in the majors since May 22nd, 2012. Been 8 seasons with the Angels. And lines that right to Jose Abreu. 2 outs here in the top of the second. So David Peralta led this half inning off with a home run. Christian Walker flew out to Mazzara in right. Cole Calhoun just lined out Jose Abreu, and now here is Jake Lamb batting with 2 outs. And the base is empty. He dealt with some significant injuries over the last couple seasons. Played 56 games in 2018 and played 78 in 2019. It's unfortunate because he had a breakout season in 2017 as well. In 149 games, he batted .248 with 30 home runs and 105 RBIs. Also, was pretty good defensively at third base, but he's really declined in production, especially because he hasn't played very much either. He's been struggling with injuries. Count 1-2, Gio Gonzalez facing Jake Lamb. Here's the pitch. And that's grounded right side into the shift. Tough play for Garcia, and he throws off the bag. Abreu had to come off to save that throw from going past the foul line, but that's an error as Jake Lamb reaches. Yeah, maybe just a bit too quick. So score that E4 if you're keeping track at home. 2 outs. And that'll bring up the 8-hitter Nick Ahmed. Ahmed been a middle infielder with the Diamondbacks for a significant amount of time. Made his debut with the Diamondbacks on June 29th, 2014. Entering his 7th season now with the D-backs.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Batted .254 last year with 19 home runs and 82 RBIs. On the ground, left side. Moncada plays, throws to Abreu. Gio Gonzalez works around the 2-out error and gets out of the inning with only 1 run scored. But that 1 run came off this David Peralta home run. Diamondbacks 1, White Sox 0 going to the bottom of the 2nd. Here's Yasmani Grandal, one of the newer additions to this White Sox team. Signed a deal this offseason. Started his career with the Padres and made a name for himself with the Dodgers. Swings and hits that pitch foul. Signed a 1-year contract with the Milwaukee Brewers in the 2018-19 offseason. Played well enough there to earn a hefty contract now with the White Sox and help them restructure their team and make a push in the AL Central. Peralta makes that play, and that's the first out. Grandal flies out. Here's the defense for the Diamondbacks. A couple Gold Glove winners on the left side of the field. There's Nick Ahmed at short and David Peralta for outfielders. Starling Marte out there in center now for the Diamondbacks. You see Ketel Marte moved from center field to second after the Diamondbacks acquired Marte in a trade with the Pirates this offseason. Well, I can't even say Marte. Starling Marte in a trade this offseason. Grounded by Encarnacion right to Christian Walker. And although he beat the shift, it was right to an infielder on that right side of the field. Encarnacion out. That's the 2nd out of this half inning. Here's Eloy Jimenez. Was acquired by the White Sox when the White Sox dealt Jose Quintana, the starting pitcher, to the Cubs. He and some other prospects came over to the White Sox. He's made an impact in his first full season in the majors. Solidified a spot in left field, and it's his to lose at this point. But batted .267 last year with 31 home runs and 79 RBIs. Swing and a miss. That ends the inning. So 1-2-3 go the White Sox after 2 full innings. It's the Diamondbacks 1 and the White Sox 0. We'll go to the 3rd. Here comes Carson Kelly. Since the White Sox are the home team, designated hitter rules take effect. So Jake Lamb is the designated hitter for the Diamondbacks. Christian Walker playing first, and there's no pitcher batting toward the bottom of the order. That's 1-0. See the infield exaggerated to the left. Shifting Kelly. Young, talented catcher for this Diamondbacks team. The Diamondbacks also signed Stephen Vogt to a contract, 35-year-old catcher. He's a left-handed hitter. And with Gio Gonzalez on the mound, Kelly being a right-handed hitter, he's favored in this matchup. Last season with the Diamondbacks, batted .245 with 18 home runs and 47 RBIs in 111 games. Called strike 3, and Gonzalez picks up his first strikeout, and that's the first out of this half inning. And Kelly just couldn't pull the trigger. That pitch was right over the middle of the plate. Perhaps it was the changeup leg action that fooled him. Now back to the top of the order. Starling Marte 0 for 1. And takes strike 1 there to Gio Gonzalez. Starling Marte last season with the Pittsburgh Pirates batted .295 with 23 home runs and 82 RBIs.
Ball. We're playing 11.
And with the
1-1.
Diamondbacks needing more outfield experience after losing A.J. Pollock a couple off seasons ago, Marte and Calhoun were two quality fits
We're playing 2-2.
to place in the outfield for this Diamondbacks team. 2-2 pitch.
No.
That misses outside. Count run full 3-2.
2 strikes.
Marte, prior to getting traded this offseason, spent 8 seasons with the Pittsburgh Pirates. It was an international signing from the Dominican Republic, and he strikes out there against Gio Gonzalez. Back-to-back strikeouts begin this half inning.
The batter. Second
And with 2 outs, here comes Ketel Marte. Marte 0 for 1. He popped out to third base in his first at-bat. 2 outs. That pitch misses. Ball 1. Ketel Marte, a versatile player, can play the outfield and the middle infield positions, as that pitch is called a strike. Although he's more comfortable playing the middle infield, and there's an opening at second base now for the Diamondbacks. So if Ketel Marte produces again like he did last season, and Marte keeps up his same production and plays solid in the outfield, the Diamondbacks will have a dangerous lineup and a dangerous outfield. That hit well to right. Mazzara is going to play that off the wall. Marte rounds second, and he will stop at second. So a 2-out double for Ketel Marte. Eduardo Escobar due up next, but watch this ball just carry. A high arcing fly ball that seems to never fall. Mazzara, quality job in the outfield to relay that one in. Marte limited to a double and a ground ball. Hit to Moncada, throws over to Abreu. And Eduardo Escobar grounds out on one pitch to end the top of the third. No runs on a hit for the Diamondbacks. No runs score in that half inning. Going to the bottom of the third, it's the Diamondbacks 1 and the White Sox 0. Seven, 8, 9 hitters due up for the White Sox.
The right fielder. No more.
Lone run scored by the Diamondbacks was on a David Peralta solo home run that was hit in the top of the second. Strike one called toward the top of the zone. Luke Weaver pitching into his third inning on the mound. Omar Mazzara working on his first plate appearance now and falls behind 0-2 in it. But 7, 8, 9 due up for the White Sox. It's Nomar Mazzara, Luis Robert, and Lurie Garcia. 7, 8, 9 due up for the White Sox. That pitch popped up against the shift. Kelly's the only one who can really play it, and he does make the play. That's the first out of this half inning.
Batting it. The center fielder. Luis Robert.
Here's Luis Robert. Will make his Major League debut on opening day. The White Sox gave him one of the highest extensions for a rookie in Major League Baseball, and to top that off, Luis Robert is the first player in the history of Major League Baseball to sign an extension with a team before he makes his Major League debut. The White Sox have invested in him quite significantly and have a lot of faith in his talents as a baseball player. He signed a 7-year, $50 million extension with the White Sox. And again, he hasn't made his Major League debut yet. 1-2 pitch. That misses low, counts even at 2. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 97 by Luke Weaver. And that's the second out. Luke Weaver throwing with excellent efficiency. That's his 29th pitch, and he's 2 2/3 into his outing. Hasn't thrown very many pitches. Switch hitting utility man Lurie Garcia will bat. Batting from the left side of the plate and in this plate appearance. Garcia has played almost everywhere for the White Sox since he's been around here. Plays the outfield consistently, but now with Luis Robert, Eloy Jimenez, and Nomar Mazara out there, he still have a utility role, but he's starting at second base in tonight's game, and will look to be more of a more consistently playing at second base as the 2020 season unfolds. 1-2 pitch coming. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Luke Weaver gets a strikeout to end the third inning. White Sox still 0 in the hit column heading into the fourth. And here comes David Peralta.
The left fielder, number 6.
The hit in his first at bat was a home run. That's the lone run scored by either team so far. And that hit well to left center field. Jimenez back to the track. That's a home run. David Peralta has seen 2 pitches out of the hand of Gio Gonzalez and has hit both of them out of the ballpark. 2-0 Diamondbacks. Well, that's impressive. Quite rare as well. He has only seen 2 pitches. Hit the first one over the right field wall and hits this one to left center. It's a majestic arc. 419 feet. Christian Walker comes to the plate and swings and misses at a first pitch off-speed pitch. Nothing in one. Here it is.
No.
That pitch misses. That caught a healthy part of the plate, but not good enough for the umpire. And it's 1-1. Swinging a foul ball. Counts now 1-2. On Christian Walker, former Baltimore Oriole. He was claimed by 3 teams in the early stages of 2017 and found himself with the Diamondbacks, who developed him and now looks to play a regular first base position in this 2020 season, and runs the count full now against Gonzalez, 3-2. Three-two pitch. Here it is. Strike 3 called. Well placed off-speed pitch. And Gio Gonzalez has struck out 3 now in his start. One away. Here's Cole Calhoun. Don't forget, you're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis, and Cole Calhoun softly hits that one, and that'll drop in foul territory. Strike 1. Don't forget, tomorrow is opening day here on MLB's virtual network. You can watch 2 games tomorrow. There will be an American League game and a National League game. Not that that'll be the pattern all season, but you can watch the Twins and Athletics tomorrow, 4:10 Eastern time. That pitch fouled off. Watch Josh Donaldson make his Twins debut with a Twins team that set a record for team home runs in a single season. And then the Braves playing the Diamondbacks at Chase Field. That game scheduled to start around 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Marcell Ozuna will make his Braves debut, and Madison Bumgarner is scheduled to pitch in his first game as a Diamondback, and he'll be playing in front of the Diamondback faithful. Count's still even at 2. So the Diamondbacks will be featured again tomorrow. And Luke Weaver, the pitcher for the Diamondbacks today. Even Gio Gonzalez will probably get put on the back end of the rotation just because they've pitched in this game. Cole Calhoun strikes out on that pitch. Gonzalez has 4 strikeouts now to his credit. And that's the second out at the top of the 4th. Now here comes Jake Lamb, designated hitter, batting 7th for the D-backs tonight. And takes strike 1 on the outside edge. Yeah, with opening day starting tomorrow, most of the pitchers that you see today will probably be put on the back end of availability come the start of the regular season, just because they're working today and will need some time to rest and recuperate. And speaking of Major League pitchers, they're also going to have to adjust to this pitching to 3 batters minimum new rule that was put into effect starting this season. Certainly changed the game of baseball in ways we can and cannot see. Foul tipped into the mid of Grandal, and that's 3 strikeouts this inning for Gio Gonzalez. But David Peralta has burned Gio Gonzalez twice in this game and has given his team a 2-0 lead going to the bottom of the 4th. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Cactus League Spring Training, Major League Baseball, what you're watching right now. This is the final spring training day before the regular season starts tomorrow. Major League Baseball's virtual network will be covering 2 games of the regular season and 2 games as the regular season develops. Tim Anderson is on board with that base hit thrown in by Peralta right to the cutoff man, lined up to third. That's a leadoff double for Tim Anderson. And he sets the table well with the top of the order, continuing to move through. Placed well in the corner there, not more of a better place you could hit that ball. Here's Yohan Moncada. He walked in his first at bat against Weaver. That pitch misses outside, ball 1. But check Twitter, at Virtual MLB is where you can find news and other coverage from Major League Baseball's virtual network. Also subscribing to MLB Virtual Network on YouTube is crucial to get all the games that you'll see broadcasted live. Moncada gets a base hit. Tim Anderson's going to score easily from second. Picked up by Marte. He'll throw it in to Ahmed. And back-to-back doubles net the White Sox a run here in the bottom of the 4th inning. He squared that pitch up well. Thankfully, it wasn't hit right to center field. He found a gap. And now the White Sox have cut the lead in half. Still nobody out, runner in scoring position. And the heart of the order due up for the White Sox. Here's Jose Abreu. Off-speed pitch called strike 1 against Abreu. Grounded into a double play in his first at-bat. And now Abreu, Grandal, and Encarnacion, some dangerous hitters. Likely to get an opportunity to hit. Abreu hits that one to to left center field. And that's long gone. The White Sox had taken the lead. Luke Weaver was throwing efficiently and getting outs, but now is struggling heavily. A leadoff double, a second double that scored Anderson from second, and then Abreu now with a 2-run home run. It's 3-2. And I almost feel like I jinxed Luke Weaver. I said that there was that he hadn't given up a hit after 3 innings. Tim Anderson got the first hit for the White Sox with his leadoff double he hit in this bottom of the 4th inning. And Grandal beats the shift. He's going to round first. He's hustling to second. David Peralta throws it right to second. And no tag by Marte. Grandal in there easily. So double, home run, double. And Weaver is now struggling in this half inning. White Sox were down 2-0 to start this bottom of the fourth. Got a double from Anderson. Got a double from Moncada that scored Anderson. Got a 2-run home run by Jose Abreu. And now Yasmani Grandal in scoring position with a double. And here's Eloy Jimenez. He grounded out in his last at-bat in the second inning. But the White Sox already scored 3 runs and are still set up for more. Swing and a miss on the off-speed. Count is even at 1. Carson Kelly behind the plate, dealing the signs, and another breaking ball. And now Jimenez down in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the young White Sox outfielder. That ball hit well to center field. Marte back, and he'll make the catch. Grandal's going to try and tag. Marte throws directly to third. And the tag by Escobar is in time. Grandal's out trying to advance to third. The Diamondbacks on the board this half inning. 2 outs now after oh, I made a mistake. That was Edwin Encarnacion that was hitting. It was not Eloy Jimenez, but well, that's really embarrassing. Excuse me, but Encarnacion is the one that flew out. Grandal tried to advance from second to third. He got thrown out, so now there's 2 outs. Now here's Eloy Jimenez, and this is the young outfielder, also 0 for 1 after 1 at bat. Luke Weaver has given up all 3 runs in this half inning. Strike 3 called, and that will end the inning. Jose Abreu, part of the big bats the White Sox had this half inning. Yohan Moncada got an RBI, and Jose Abreu got 2 RBIs with this home run. We'll go to the 5th. White Sox lead it. Here's Nick Ahmed. No bad for the Diamondbacks. To start the 5th inning, it's 8-9-1 due up for Arizona. Nick Ahmed, Carson Kelly, and then back to the top of the order, Starling Marte will due up this inning. So the Diamondbacks didn't have to travel very far. The Cactus League is stationed in Arizona, so all the complexes are here in the state of Arizona, so the Diamondbacks the closest to that area. One ball, 2 strike count now on Nick Ahmed. He doesn't swing at that off-speed pitch and works the count back even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And chased the pitch out of the zone, but fortunately gets his bat on it, and the count remains even, 2-2. Swing and a miss. The ball hit the ground. Grandal will throw to Abreu. That completes the strikeout of Ahmed. And there's 1 out. Gonzalez now has 6 strikeouts on his line score. So this game looked bleak for Gonzalez for a second. David Peralta hit 2 home runs in this game. Hit 1 in the second and hit 1 in the fourth. And that made it 2-0. Diamondbacks leading. And then in the bottom of the 4th inning, the White Sox got their first hit on a Tim Anderson double. Yohan Moncada, the following at bat, hit a double that scored Anderson. And then Jose Abreu hit a 2-run home run. Tallied all 3 runs did the White Sox in that bottom of the 4th inning.
field. Starling.
That's how it's 3-2. Carson Kelly out after chopping that one right back to the pitcher, Gonzalez. It's the second out now of this top of the fifth inning. Here's Starling Marte. Hitless in his first 2 at-bats against Gonzalez. And strike one called on a breaking ball left up in the zone. Prior to this game, there's Marte's stat, 6 for 25 against Gonzalez. The count's now even at 1. That pitch misses just outside. 2-1 count, pitch from Gonzalez. Ground ball up the middle, that's a base hit. And Marte keeps the inning alive with a 2-out single, and he represents the tying run.
The batter, number 2. Second base.
Kind of reached out for that pitch, but the fact that he kept it on the ground and kept it up the middle didn't really give any fielders an opportunity to field that, and now he's on first. Strike one to Ketel Marte. Gio Gonzalez spent 4 seasons with the Oakland Athletics from 2008 to 2011. Played for the Washington Nationals from 2012 to 2018. Was traded to the Brewers and pitched for the Brewers in 2018 and 19. Went around a few minor league organizations with a couple teams trying to make the majors again after that. And we signed a minor league contract with the Yankees once. And they never really used him in the major leagues. But the White Sox have committed to him, and he will be an essential part of this rotation. The White Sox have a nice balance of young talent and veteran talent. They could be serious contenders for the AL Central in this 2020 season. Marte goes from first. Called strike, and Marte safe at second with ease. Got a great jump. Randall with little to no chance to get him out. So Starling Marte now in scoring position. 2-2 count on Ketel Marte. And the tying run now in scoring position. Grounded to third. Played by Moncada. He throws to Abreu. Ketel Marte out at first. And the inning's over. So despite Starling Marte's single and stolen base, the Diamondbacks don't score. And at halfway through this game, it's the Diamondbacks trailing the White Sox 3-2. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. Brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. We're halfway through this game. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the White Sox. Nomar Mazara, Luis Robert, and Lurie Garcia all due up this half inning. Swing and a miss, strike one. And the infield shifted to the right. See Nick Ahmed there behind second base. On the left side of the infield vacant. There's already one White Sox player that beat the shift, and it seems that Mazara has done it as well. Ball bobbled by Peralta, and Mazara is going to commit to second. Throw by Peralta in to Marte is offline, and Mazara safe at second. So that's going to be a single, and then give David Peralta in left field an error, and that allowed Mazara to get to second. Yeah, that bobble, if that bobble doesn't happen, Mazara more than likely stays at first, and that was a routine play to pick up that ball. And now a couple of pitchers in the Diamondbacks bullpen. Here is first pitch to Luis Robert. Strike one. Luis Robert 0 for 1, but the White Sox have been contagious with hits ever since that bottom of the fourth inning. 0-1 coming. It's outside, ball one.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Junior Guerrera, Yohan Lopez. Couple of righties. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fly ball on the right, that's foul. Count 1-2. So the Diamondbacks struck first. 2 home runs were hit by David Peralta. One was in the top of the second, one was in the top of the fourth. And then the White Sox in the bottom of the fourth had an offensive frenzy. Tim Anderson led off the inning with a double. Yoan Moncada hit a double following that at bat. That allowed Anderson to score from second. And then Jose Abreu hit a 2-run home run. That made it 3-2. Robert grounds out to Ketel Marte. Meanwhile, Nomar Mazara advances from second to third on the play. So a productive at bat for Robert. And now here comes Leury Garcia. Struck out in his previous at bat in the third inning. But has a runner in scoring position at third base. And 1 out in the bottom of the fifth. Swing and a fly ball in foul territory. Look out, bullpen. That's strike 1. White Sox scored all 3 of their runs in that bottom of the fourth inning. Have set up well, though, here in the bottom of the fifth. Nomar Mazara led off with a single, and he was allotted second base thanks to a David Peralta error in left field. And Luis Robert grounded out to second, which allowed Mazara to advance to third. And the White Sox set up to double their lead. That hit well to right. Calhoun's not going to get there. Mazara is going to score from third, and into second base is Leury Garcia. Another double for the White Sox, and it's 4-2 now. The balls are carrying strangely tonight. I initially thought Calhoun had a beat on that fly ball. And in the next couple moments, the ball was over his head.
No, off the plate.
Here's Tim Anderson. Like I talked about earlier, he led off that bottom of the fourth inning with a double and scored on the Yoan Moncada double. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss on the off-speed. Count is even at 1. So another runner in scoring position at second base in the form of Leury Garcia. And here's the pitch. That misses inside, and Luke Weaver has struggled the last 2 innings he's pitched. Now it's 61 pitches through 4 1/3 innings. And there are still 2 arms throwing in the Diamondback bullpen. 2-1 pitch. Check swing, but the home plate umpire dictates that that was a committed swing, and the count is even 2-2. That pitch barely missed, but it did miss. Count run full 3-2, and a dangerous part of the White Sox order coming on through. 3-2 pitch. That hit well to center. That's going to fall in front of Marte. Marte will throw right to the cutoff man, Walker. That holds Garcia at third, and Tim Anderson aboard with his second hit. It's a single. And the string for Luke Weaver it's all gone. Here comes Torey Lovello, the manager of the Diamondbacks. Luke Weaver pitches 4 1/3 innings, gives up 4 earned runs, and in line for the loss, and the 2 runners on base are his responsibility. Merrill Kelly will come out of the bullpen, and he'll pitch for the Diamondbacks. He's pitching in a very difficult role right now. The team is down by 2 runs. And he inherits 2 runners on base with 1 out. And the heart of the order coming up for the White Sox. Strike 1 called on Moncada. Has walked and doubled in 2 plate appearances. Leury Garcia is on third. Tim Anderson is on first. Here's the 0-1. Blocked well by Carson Kelly, and runners stay put. Counts even at 1. So in this inning, Nomar Mazara reached second base after a single and an error. Luis Robert grounded out, which moved Mazara to third base. Then Leury Garcia hit a double. Mazzara scored from third. And in the previous at-bat, Tim Anderson singled, which allowed Leury Garcia to get to third base. Now Yohan Moncada in a favorable count, 2-1. And 3-4-5 hitters due up for the White Sox. That pitch fouled off, counts even at 2. So it's Jose Abreu, Yasmani Grandal, and Edwin Encarnacion, the next 3 hitters scheduled to bat in the White Sox lineup. 2-2 pitch. Routed sharply but fouled down the right side of the field. And unlike the Diamondbacks bullpen, you see the White Sox bullpen rather quiet. 2-2 pitch. That misses, and a pivotal pitch coming up. 3-4-5 hitters due up. Yohan Moncada still a dangerous hitter. With a walk, the White Sox would have the bases loaded. Merrill Kelly in a tough spot. Needs to execute a pitch. And he does. Swing and a miss. A key strikeout for Merrill Kelly and the Diamondbacks. Now 2 outs on the board in this bottom of the 5th. And here is Jose Abreu. Gave the White Sox the lead with a 2-run home run he hit last inning. First pitch inside, ball 1. This is the 6th batter in this half inning for the White Sox. 1-0 pitch. Foul, strike 1. Jose Abreu been the first baseman of the White Sox since 2014. Has been a run producer for this team as well. Made the American League All-Star team a few times in his career. And strikes out there. Merrill Kelly comes into the game and gets 2 huge strikeouts that strand 2 runners on base for the White Sox. But let's not forget this Leury Garcia double that doubled the White Sox lead. After 5 innings, it's the White Sox 4 and the Diamondbacks 2. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. Brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. This is Cactus League Spring Training Major League Baseball. And thankfully, we have reached that time in the season. This is the last day of spring training coverage before the regular season starts tomorrow. Here's Eduardo Escobar. Counts even at 1. David Peralta homered 2 times from the cleanup spot. 2 solo home runs. That's the lone 2 Diamondback runs that have been scored. The White Sox scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th and scored 1 run last half inning. That made it 4-2. And now here's Eduardo Escobar rounding first base. Omar Mazzara throws it in, cut off by Garcia, and that's a leadoff double for Eduardo Escobar.
Number 6.
Some quality offense on both sides to this point in the game. Here's David Peralta. This is one of his 2 home runs. This is the one he hit in the 4th inning. This is the last time the Diamondbacks scored a run. And Peralta, for that matter, the only one with any RBIs in this game. Diamondbacks set up well. Runner in scoring position at second. Still nobody out. And strike 1 caught on the breaking ball. Gio Gonzalez still on the mound for the White Sox, who's been pitching rather well. Peralta's the only one that burned him to this point, and that one hit well out to right field. That's carrying to the wall, off the very top of the wall. Eduardo Escobar scores from second, and Peralta into second base now with a stand-up double. Oh my goodness, he almost hit 3 home runs. Oh, that ball could not have been any higher. Hit off the wall. And Peralta now 3 for 3, 2 home runs and a double. He has all 3 Diamondback RBIs. Man, David Peralta is having a game. 0-1 pitch to Walker. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The Diamondbacks was still nobody out, and the tying run in scoring position at second base. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Strike three called, well-placed off-speed pitch. And Walker down on strikes. 7 strikeouts now for Gio Gonzalez.
The right fielder, Cole Calhoun.
And that was an undisputed strike right there. And everybody knew it. Everybody involved in the play knew it, at least. Here's Cole Calhoun. Hitless in 2 at-bats against Gonzalez. He rips that one to center. Robert running back, and he'll make the catch. Peralta's going to tag from second, and now he's aboard at third. The relay from Garcia to Grandal unnecessary. But executed well. That's the second out of this half inning. And there's Jake Lamb. Lamb is 0 for 2 in this game. 2 outs, runner on third. First pitch to him in this at-bat, and this is low. That's ball 1. Diamondbacks scored on a double by Eduardo Escobar and then a follow-up double by David Peralta. Peralta now at third with 2 outs and a hitter's count. Jake Lamb has worked at 2-0. Swinging a chopper foul. And a weird but wise decision for Gonzalez to throw an off-speed pitch in that hitter's count, and it had Lamb off balance. It was well pitched, well placed. 2-1. That finds the zone. And Gonzalez has worked the count back even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tying run at third base, top of the 6th. Swing and a miss. Gio Gonzalez with 8 strikeouts. And an impactful one there. Diamondbacks get a run on a couple hits. This David Peralta near third home run. But it's a 4-3 game going to the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th inning rolling around. And Merrill Kelly, who got 2 huge strikeouts last half inning, will come out and begin the 6th. He is obligated to pitch to 1 more batter. This new pitcher must face a minimum of 3 batters is still into effect here, so he'll face Yasmani Grandal at the least. And he pitched well last inning, and he's not a late relief pitcher, so he's got the stamina to go 2 to 3 innings. Grandal fouls that pitch off. Count is even at 1. Diamondbacks have scored all 3 runs thanks to David Peralta RBIs. Peralta has 2 home runs in this game and an RBI double. The White Sox had a breakout bottom of the 4th, scoring 3 runs, most in part to a 2-run home run by Jose Abreu. That made it 3-2 at the time. And then the White Sox scored a run on a few hits in the bottom of the 5th, and the Diamondbacks answered quickly with a run of their own in the top half of this inning. And the White Sox now have 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for this bottom of the 6th inning. It's Yasmani Grandal who's up now, then Edwin Encarnacion and Eloy Jimenez. 2-2 pitch. Hit well to the right side and hits it through the shift. Yasmani Grandal in this game hit a ball against the shift to the left side of the infield for a hit earlier in this game. And here he hits it through the shift. Hits it right past Walker and out of the reach of Marte. Fate is on Grandal's side tonight. Here's Edwin Encarnacion, who takes a hanging breaking ball for strike 1. Encarnacion signed a deal this offseason with the White Sox. He's been around a few teams in recent years. Signed a deal with the Cleveland Indians in the 2016-17 offseason after having tremendous seasons with the Toronto Blue Jays. But the Indians in the 2018-19 offseason had a three-way trade, and Encarnacion found himself on the Mariners. And after a 13-2 start to the Mariners season, they had a collapse around June, and Encarnacion was shipped off to the New York Yankees. And then hit free agency this past offseason and decided to sign with the White Sox, who could use his veteran power abilities. He's not a great fielder, but in the American League, there is the designated hitter role, and he is expected to frequently fill that role throughout this season. That pitch misses high, and that's ball 4. Yasmani Grandal singled to begin this inning. He now advances to second.
Number 74.
After the walk to Edwin Encarnacion, so 2 runners begin this bottom of the 6th inning. The Diamondbacks bullpen is still busy as Eloy Jimenez comes to the plate. Merrill Kelly relieved Luke Weaver last inning after Weaver gave up a run and had a 1st and 3rd situation with 1 out that would have been tough to get out of for him, who had been struggling. That ball flied out to Cole Calhoun. Catch made. Grandal tags and stays at second. And Encarnacion goes back to first, 1 out.
The right fielder.
But Weaver could not get out of that bottom of the 5th inning. So Merrill Kelly came in, inherited runners at 1st and 3rd with 1 out. And he struck out the next 2 hitters to get out of that inning. Struck out Moncada and Abreu, to be exact. Finds himself in some trouble now. Runners at 1st and 2nd. Here's Nomar Mazara. Mazara is 1 for 2. Scored a run on a Lurie Garcia double, and that's a home run, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh. Get it off the scoreboard in right center field. Ooh, 107 off the bat. That's a tough blow to the Diamondbacks. Wow. And that's Merrill Kelly's day. Here's Junior Guerrero.
Number 41.
Guerrero, a young pitcher on this in this Diamondback bullpen. And this is damage control at this point for the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks led 2-0 going into the bottom of the 4th inning, and the White Sox offense has been present in the last 3 innings. The White Sox have scored in the bottom of the 4th, the bottom of the 5th, and now in the bottom of the 6th. Luis Robert will bat 1 out. Bases empty after the bases clearing 3-run home run hit by Nomar Mazara. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 2-1. So Luke Weaver pitched 4 1/3 innings and gave up 4 earned runs. And all 3 earned runs that Merrill Kelly gave up were on that 3-run home run hit by Mazara. Strike 2 called on Luis Robert, excuse me. He's 0 for 2, the young center fielder. Talked about his historic extension, the first rookie to sign an extension with a team who he hadn't made his Major League debut yet with. The White Sox had enough faith in him to lock him down, though, to a 7-year, $50 million contract that he accepted. That pitch fouled off. Count still full, 3-2. Junior Guerra coming fresh out of the bullpen after the White Sox have berated Luke Weaver and Merrill Kelly. This offense seeming as strong as advertised as Robert strikes out. That's the second out. The White Sox just needed some veteran talent in the lineup specifically. They had some pieces of the puzzle being put together over the past few years, signing Abreu, having Moncada, Garcia develop. But really, with the breakout season by Tim Anderson and the signings of veteran talent, veteran offensive talent like Yasmani Grandal, Edwin Encarnacion, the White Sox are going to be a dangerous team, and you're seeing that on display here. Is that if even a third of their lineup develops a hot streak at different times or at the same time, they could be a dangerous team. The White Sox rotation, too, is filled with an up-and-coming all-star. He made the all-star team last season, Lucas Giolito. And now have the additions of Gio Gonzalez and Dallas Keuchel. There's a lot to look forward to for the White Sox this upcoming season. 2-2 pitch, hit to left. That's a catch. David Peralta, 2019 Gold Glove winner in the outfield. One of the reasons why. White Sox get 3 runs on a 3-run homer by Nomar Mazara. Last third of the game coming up. It's the White Sox 7 and the Diamondbacks 3.
Your attention, please.
Gio Gonzalez done after 5 full innings pitched. Jimmy Cordero coming out of the bullpen for the White Sox. He's got a 3-run buffer before this game would be tied. 8-9 hitters due up for the Diamondbacks. Nick Ahmed, Carson Kelly, and Starling Marte all due up. And 98. The velocity on the first pitch thrown by Cordero. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts quickly 0-2. Third pitch. Check swing, but that's a called third strike. 98 miles per hour clocked on that sinker. That's the first out. Kelvin Herrera and Jace Fry, a couple of late inning relievers in the White Sox bullpen now. If the season starting tomorrow, wouldn't be a bad idea to get them warmed up and fresh, maybe pitch an inning or throw a certain amount of pitches. Jimmy Cordero has thrown 4 straight strikes to start his outing out of the bullpen. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. That's 5 straight strikes. Quickly 0-2 on Carson Kelly. Cordero comes set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a Cordero on pace for an immaculate inning. Has thrown 6 pitches and has recorded 2 strikeouts. Here's Starling Marte. 2 outs, bases empty as the Diamondbacks order recycles, and that's 7 pitches and 7 strikes thrown by Jimmy Cordero out of the White Sox bullpen. And this is becoming intense. If you've ever heard an immaculate inning is more rare than a perfect game in baseball. And that's strike 2. Jimmy Cordero is 1 pitch away from an immaculate inning. And unfortunately, this is a spring training game, but it would still be an impressive feat. Marte down in the count 0-2. Swing and a miss. It's an immaculate inning for Jimmy Cordero. 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts. He didn't throw a single ball in that inning. That's exciting stuff going into the bottom of the 7th. The White Sox 7 and the Diamondbacks 3. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. And if you missed last half inning, you missed some history. Jimmy Cordero threw an immaculate inning. Threw 9 pitches, got 3 strikeouts. It's Tim Anderson to lead off for the White Sox. He has a single and a double. 3 at-bats. Top of the order due up for the White Sox. Tim Anderson, Yohan Moncada, and Jose Abreu all due up this half inning. Strike one called on the pitch from Junior Guerra, pitching in his second inning. He came in out of the bullpen last inning after Merrill Kelly gave up a 3-run home run to Nomar Mazara. Now Anderson in a hitter's count, it's 3-1. So scoring started with a David Peralta solo home run in the top of the second. He followed his own at bat in the top of the fourth with a solo home run as Anderson hits that out to Peralta. 1 out. But Peralta had 2 home runs, 1 in the top of the second, 1 in the top of the fourth. Then in the bottom of the fourth inning, the White Sox, who had been hitless to that point, got a leadoff double by Tim Anderson, had Yohan Moncada double him in, and then Jose Abreu hit a 2-run home run. That made it 3-2 in the bottom of the fourth inning. And then in the bottom of the fifth, the White Sox got another run on a Lori Garcia double that scored Nomar Mazara. The Diamondbacks got out of that inning with only 1 run against them. It was 4-2. In the top of the sixth, as Marte makes that catch and Moncada out, but in the top of the sixth, the Diamondbacks answered when David Peralta had an RBI double that nearly left the yard, but that scored a run and made it 4-3, but the White Sox strung together some hits. And here's Jose Abreu coming up, and just take a look at the replay. That was his home run in the fourth inning that gave the White Sox a 3-2 lead. But in the bottom of the sixth, Nomar Mazara, after the White Sox had strung together a walk and a hit, hit a 3-run home run, and that's scoring to this point in the game. The White Sox have scored now in 3 consecutive innings, pending a 4th. They'll end the streak if they don't score this inning. That rip ball to third, diving stop by Escobar. He recovers, throws over to Christian Walker. And that's the 3rd out of the inning on a Gold Glove caliber play. No runs, no hits, nobody left on for the White Sox. Through 7 full innings, it's Chicago 7 and Arizona 3. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Opening day starts tomorrow, and you might be thinking to yourself, no, it doesn't. The coronavirus is a thing. Well, if you read at Virtual MLB, the Twitter page, you'd see the news flash that on this network we're simulating games as if the regular season had never been delayed. So you can catch 2 games tomorrow. It'll be the Twins and the Athletics playing at 4:10 Eastern Time, and then the Braves and the Diamondbacks will be playing at 7:10 Eastern Time. You'll get to watch Josh Donaldson make his debut on an already power-heavy Twins lineup. Then you'll get to see the Diamondbacks play again. You get to watch Madison Bumgarner make his Major League debut. Not his Major League debut, his debut with the Diamondbacks, though. Swing and a miss, counts 1-2 on Ketel Marte. So you got 2 games of baseball tomorrow, and then following the Braves-Diamondbacks game, you can watch results posted of your favorite team. So regardless of whether your team is featured or not on this network, you'll get to see the results of every game posted at the end of every day. You'll also get to see standings posted so you can cover how your team's doing and follow your team as if the regular season had never been delayed. That's the whole point of this network. And I hope you support it, because I miss baseball as much as anybody, and this is a way for us all to kind of cope with the void of baseball right now. That's going to be a base hit for Eduardo Escobar, an extra base hit more specifically. Leadoff double for the Diamondbacks. And I made another mistake. That's Ketel Marte out there. Oh, I'm so sorry. I mistook Edwin Encarnacion for Eloy Jimenez, and now I'm mistaking Eduardo Escobar for Ketel Marte. Marte leads off with a double, fending off the 2-strike count. Now here's Eduardo Escobar, takes inside, that's ball 1.
No strike.
Escobar, a switch hitter, batting from the right side. He's 1 for 3. He hit a double and then scored on the David Peralta RBI double. And that was the last run that the Diamondbacks scored. It was back in the top of the 6th inning. Escobar 1 for 3. That's his line score right now. And he fouls that pitch off, and the count is 1-2. One-two pitch coming. Here it is. Swing, and that hit well to left center field. That's going to fall. Ketel Marte will score easily. Robert picks it up, and Escobar stops at second. And the Diamondbacks get a run. RBI double for Eduardo Escobar. Now 7-4. Both teams have just been splitting gaps, finding open areas. Even Yasmani Grandal hit the ball directly through the shift in one of his at-bats. Aaron Bummer coming out of the bullpen. Their decisions in 2019. .213 ERA and nearly 68 inning pitch. Alex Colome and Jace Fry warming up in the bullpen. Kelvin Herrera has sat down. Here's David Peralta. All 3 of his hits, including the 2 home runs, were hit off of Gio Gonzalez. And he is now 4 for 4, hit up the middle. Escobar stops at third. The throw in from Robert is cut off by Abreu. And Peralta now a triple shy of the cycle. Should he be fortunate enough to find a way to get another at-bat in this game. Top of the 8th, still nobody out. And Christian Walker right now represents the tying run. He's at the plate. Takes ball 1 off of Aaron Bummer. Now this is something that was not viewed in the public, I don't think, too much. But a pitcher must throw to 3 hitters before he's replaced. So even if Bummer is struggling, he still has to face a minimum of 3 hitters. And this also counts between innings, too. So if somebody comes in the middle of an inning, records an out to end the inning, that pitcher would still have to go out to the next inning and pitch to 2 more batters to face his minimum of 3. So a lot of complications with this rule change about the new minimum batters face that pitchers are required to meet. Walker under hitter's count now 3-1. Here it is. That's ball 4. Yeah, White Sox not happy with that one. Yeah, Aaron Bummer, he's... There's some animated signs that he didn't appreciate that call. And that was a big pitch there, too. Now the bases are loaded. The go-ahead run has now been put in play. It's Cole Calhoun. 0 for 3. And takes strike 1. 0 for 5 in his career against Bummer. Counts 0-2. Fly ball to left field. Escobar tagging at third. Catch made by Jimenez. Escobar tags. He'll score. And Peralta tags from second. Now he's at third. Christian Walker stays on first base. Tim LaCastro is now pinch running, and we have a bunch of substitutions. So let's clear those up quickly. Ildemaro Vargas comes off the bench to pinch hit for Jake Lamb, who was hitless in this game, and also a left-handed hitter. So with the lefty on the mound, the Diamondbacks will yield a right-handed hitter. 1-0 pitch. Hit on the ground up the middle. Played at second by Garcia. Throws, and a tag by Abreu. Gets Vargas out to end the inning. And an athletic play on both sides. Arizona is held to only a couple runs scored in that half inning. So David Peralta was pinch ran for at third base by Tim LeCastro. So LeCastro will remain in the game in the outfield. Yohan Lopez comes out of the bullpen for the Diamondbacks. So the lineup is now Marte, Escobar, LeCastro in left, Walker, Calhoun, Vargas at the designated hitter spot, Ahmed, and Kelly. 4-5-6 due up for the White Sox. It's Yasmani Grandal, Edwin Encarnacion, and Eloy Jimenez.
No ball. 1 strike.
Count quickly 0-2 on Grandal. Yohan Lopez starts out this bottom of the 8th for the Diamondbacks and gets a strikeout. So there have been some
Now back, the designated hitter.
just some unique events going on in this game. And so Peralta is a triple shy of the cycle, David Peralta, but he got taken out for a pinch runner. So even if this game extends into extras and he's able to bat, catch made at third by Escobar, but even if he comes up and he's able to bat,
Number 74.
well, he won't be able to bat because he got substituted for, even if this game were to go that far into extra innings, which it even couldn't. The game will be limited to 10 innings because it's spring training. But Jimmy Cordero, out of the White Sox bullpen, threw an immaculate inning. We saw Yasmani Grandal hit the ball against the shift and directly through the right side, right through the teeth of the shift. And it's a 7-5 game. We also saw a batter in Peralta hit 2 home runs and go 4 for 4. Jimenez takes strike 1. This is quite a unique game, and unfortunately it's only a spring game, but quite interesting between what would be an interleague matchup. That hit through the right side. Calhoun gets it in quickly. 2-out single for Eloy Jimenez.
Right fielder, number 30.
The White Sox representing the American League Central and the Diamondbacks representing the National League West. Nomar Mazara hit a 3-run home run his last time up. And his 3 RBIs after that home run were the last runs to be scored by the White Sox. They lead by 2. Here's the 1-0. That's inside. Hitters count now for Mazara. Otherwise 2 for 3 in this game. Yohan Lopez facing Mazara for the first time, and Mazara hits it out to left field. There's Tim LeCastro, who makes the catch, and that ends the inning. So no runs on a hit for the White Sox. Last chance for the Diamondbacks. Top of the 9th coming up. It's a 2-run game. White Sox lead the Diamondbacks.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And here is Alex Colome.
Now pitching for the White Sox.
Him and Kelvin Herrera have been 2 pitchers considered for the closing job on this White Sox team. And I really think that's still up in the air. Neither one of them has dominated to the point where they've earned that spot, but both veterans and both have had experience in closer roles in the past. Colome was a closer with the Rays once upon a time. So was Kelvin Herrera with the Royals. The Diamondbacks will have 8 9-1 hitters due up this half inning. It's Nick Ahmed, then Carson Kelly, and then back to the top of the order for Starling Marte. And Ahmed falls behind in the count quickly, 0-2. Chopped and foul, so Ahmed stays alive in the count. It's 0-2. Breaking ball misses outside. Count is now 1-2 on Ahmed. Outside count is now even at 2. Diamondbacks scored the first 2 runs on the 2 home runs by David Peralta, 1 in the second, 1 in the fourth. The White Sox broke out in the bottom of the 4th inning, scoring 3 runs. They scored again in the 5th inning. 1 run, that made it 4-2. The Diamondbacks in the top of the 6th inning scored a run, that made it 4-3. And then in the bottom of the 6th, Nomar Mazara hit a 3-run home run, that made it 7-3. And the Diamondbacks scored 2 runs in the top of the 8th, that made it 7-5. Left the tying run stranded on base, though, and will now bat here on the top of the 9th. Nick Ahmed just struck out. Here's Carson Kelly down in the count, 0-1 against Colome. Swing and a miss, quickly 0-2 now on Kelly. A well-played game on both sides, however, and a way to have the spring season go out with a bang here on Major League Baseball's virtual network. Spring training ends tonight and tomorrow. Our featured regular season games include the Twins and the Athletics playing at 4:10 Eastern Time, and the Braves and Diamondbacks playing at 7:10 Eastern Time. Strike 3 call. Colome strikes out 2 in the top of the 9th. Starling Marte will come up to bat. And the Diamondbacks, one more opportunity to work with. There's Colome's pitch. 1 that misses inside.
1-0.
Starling Marte, 1 hit and 4 trips.
No.
Getting a 5th plate appearance in here, and he's ahead in the count 2-0. Big 2-0 hack. Counts 2-1. This is Cactus League Spring Training, Major League Baseball. I think I said the regular season begins tomorrow, which is really hard to believe. I always think every offseason is going to feel like forever, and then snap of a finger, blink of an eye, the regular season rolls around again, and everybody starts with fresh records. 3-1. Hit well to center. Luis Robert has it, and that ends the ball game. The Chicago White Sox come back from a 2-0 deficit and pile on runs in the middle third of this game to win against the Diamondbacks 7-5. And a team that is expected to be a powerful lineup really exposed that today. Home runs hit by Abreu and Mazara. And the rest of the lineup getting on base. There's the final line score. You see the 2 crooked 3s on that score line.
First for the victorious White Sox.
The White Sox 7 runs on 10 hits, 1 error. The Diamondbacks 5 runs on 9 hits, no errors. Nomar Mazara, the player of the game. If it wasn't for his 3-run home run, the Diamondbacks would have taken the lead in that top of the 8th inning.
3 hours and 24 minutes.
Because of that, the White Sox maintained a lead. Jimmy Cordero had an immaculate inning.
We remind you to please drive home.
David Peralta was a triple shy of the cycle despite hitting 2 home runs in the game. And after Gio Gonzalez gave up 3 earned runs, he gets the win because he was still technically the pitcher when Mazara hit that home run. Luke Weaver went 4 1/3 innings, gave up 4 earned runs on 7 hits. He gets hit with a loss, and Colome gets credited with a save to end spring training. Don't forget the regular season begins tomorrow, and MLB's Virtual Network will have you covered with two of the hottest games that you'll want to see. It'll be the Twins, their powerful lineup with the addition of Josh Donaldson in it, playing against the Athletics, a team that finished first in the wild card standings last year and still has a quality team coming up to play in this 2020 season. Twins Athletics, that starts at 4:10 Eastern Time here on MLB's Virtual Network. And then the night game, the 7:10 game, will be between the Braves, who have the new addition of Marcell Ozuna, the NL East champions of last season. The Braves facing this Diamondbacks team that will have Madison Bumgarner making his Diamondbacks debut at Chase Field in front of the Diamondbacks faithful. So check that game out as well. And even if your favorite team isn't being featured on a broadcast of the day tomorrow, don't forget that results are posted. Will probably be posted closer to 10 o'clock tomorrow, but you can check out the post to see all the game results, and you'll get a game summary from all the games that were simulated. And you'll also get a standings update every night, including tomorrow night, and you'll see where your team stands after each day and each game has been played in the season. So with that in mind, I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. Once again, the final score: the Chicago White Sox 5, the Chicago White Sox 7, the Arizona Diamondbacks 5, and I'll see you tomorrow for the regular season.